Good morning. Good morning. My name is Simon Taverner, and I'm the Associate Dean for Academics in the College of Natural Sciences. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the college, I would like to welcome you to our Spring 2016 commencement ceremony, which marks the 132nd year of commencement at Colorado State University. Please stand with me as the Air Force ROTC presents the colors and join Mr. Shyla Vargas, a student in the Department of Music, Theatre and Dance, and the music staff, our musicians this morning, in singing our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. At this time, I am pleased to introduce to you Professor Jan Nerger, Dean of the College of Natural Sciences.
Thank you, Simon. A bit of an error, I don't have my glasses. Well, I've been here before. On behalf of the Board of Governors and our faculty, I want to welcome our graduates and your family and guests to the College of Natural Sciences commencement ceremony. The word commencement can be thought of as simply a noun, a ceremony of conferring academic degrees. But let's also recognize that to commence is a verb, to start, to begin. And today's ceremony is just that and more. It's a time to celebrate, take pride in your academic successes and accomplishments, and it also marks a beginning, a passage into the future that you are all responsible for shaping. At this time, I want to introduce the members of the Platform Party and recognize them for the roles they play in making CSU such a great university. I will ask each person to rise and remain standing through the introductions. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. I'll start with our department chairs. Dr. Lori Stargell, Associate Chair, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Dr. Mike Antolin, Chair, Biology. Dr. Chuck Henry, Chair, Chemistry. Dr. Daryl Whitley, Chair, Computer Science. Dr. Gerhard Dangelmeyer, Chair, Mathematics. Dr. Jacob Roberts, Chair, Physics. Dr. Don Rojas, Chair, Psychology. Dr. Jean Opsimer, Chair, Statistics. And in the front row, Dr. Don Michaels, Professor of Biology and Director of the University Honors Program. Dr. Dan Bush, Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs. Dr. Lou Swanson, Vice President for Engagement. Mrs. Mary Taylor Young, our commencement speaker. Dr. Simon Taverner, Associate Dean. Dr. James Seitz, Research Associate Dean. Dr. Lisa Disleski, Assistant Dean. Ms. Ellen Holbrook, Alumni, Class of 2015. Major Christian McKella, U.S. Air Force ROTC, and Lieutenant Colonel James Blayton, U.S. Army ROTC. I'd also like to recognize a faculty member here today who has received the highest possible educational and research honor awarded to faculty at Colorado State University, Dr. Nancy Levenger, Professor of Chemistry and University Distinguished Teaching Scholar. Let us recognize these extraordinary people. Thank you. Our college has long been committed to providing the highest quality education for its undergraduate and graduate students. These outstanding programs are made possible by our faculty's dedication to excellence in teaching, research, and service and outreach, the tripartite mission of a land-grant university. It is through our faculty's commitment to our students and dedication to our programs that our college has been able to achieve our extraordinary reputation. Would our faculty members here this morning please rise? Let us recognize the talents and efforts of our faculty. I've got to find some glasses. Sorry. Oh my gosh. So much better. We're going to make it now, I know it. So we're very pleased to have Mrs. Mary Taylor Young as today's commencement speaker. She's an award-winning author. Mary has been described as one of Colorado's best-known nonfiction writers. She has been writing on the wildlife, landscape, and heritage of Colorado and the West for nearly 30 years. Her 15 books include Land of Grass and Sky, A Naturalist's Prairie Journey, Rocky Mountain National Park, The First 100 Years, and The Guide to Colorado Mammals. Mary's Words on Birds column appeared in the Rocky Mountain News for 16 years, and she was editor and writer of the quarterly Colorado's Wildlife Company for 15 years. She has published hundreds of articles in online media and national print publications, including Outside, Wildlife Conservation, Colorado Outdoors, and the Ladies' Home Journal. She has written extensively for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the U.S. Forest Service. Her many awards include recognition from the Wildlife Society, Colorado Humanities, the Colorado Authors League, the National Association for Interpretation, the Association of Partners for Public Lands, and others. In 2012, she was awarded a residency in creative writing by the National Park Service and was an artist in residence at Rocky Mountain National Park. She has worked with thousands of elementary school students as a resident artist, combining nature study and creative writing. Mary earned a Bachelor of Science degree in zoology from Colorado State University in 1977. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our commencement speaker, Mary Taylor Young.
Well, thank you very much, Dean Nerger. And it's really, really a great honor to be here at Colorado State, to be your 2016 commencement speaker. since this is my alma mater, I'm just totally delighted to be here and to honor all of you and all of your accomplishments, which are really, really significant. Also, thank you to everyone on the platform and to all the parents, family, friends who've come out here, and then also to all of you for having me. So 30 plus years ago, I was all of you, and I was sitting out there eager to get my diploma. So just want to say from my viewpoint as you many years further on, I just will quote Adele and say, hello from the other side. So as you've heard, I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in zoology from CSU, and I have made a career of using my CSU education, but in a way, along a path that might not be the first to come to mind of how to use a degree in zoology. So I won't bore you with details of my entire journey, but after about 10 years after I graduated, I began, sorry, I got a little confused there. So when I was a senior, I had thought that I would go to graduate school, because what else do you do with a degree in zoology, right? And I had been very fortunate to be given my undergraduate degree and my education by my parents. So I said, well, yeah, I'm going to go to graduate school. I had my study all figured out, and I was in communication with a professor at a prestigious university who was very interested in being my advisor. And then my parents informed me that if you want to go to grad school, you're going to have to pay for it yourself. I was like, what? That had not been on my radar. So needless to say, I didn't go to grad school. And about 10 years after graduating, I began pursuing a career as a nature and wildlife writer. I write about science for the general public. And my mission is to touch both hearts and minds of readers, and to move readers to support conservation of natural communities in Colorado and the West. My first point to you then is, don't limit your vision of what your life can be after college and how you can make use of your college degree. Some of you likely have plans to follow a traditional path, and that's really terrific. But if you aren't one of those certain ones, or even if you are, I encourage you to remain open to creative possibilities of where you could go in your life. Now, I could not have accomplished all I have as a nature writer without my CSU education. I use my zoology degree in my work every day, I really do. Now, everybody wants to write about nature. I mean, that sounds very fun. But I came out of CSU as a scientist. I'm not just somebody who likes animals and wildflowers. So my knowledge base is grounded in how natural systems work, not an idealized concept of happy fawns and pretty scenery. So that my education allows me to stand toe-to-toe with researchers and biologists that I might interview. I can ask insightful questions. I can understand what they're saying. I read studies and technical material, and then I can translate it for the general public, not just so that they can understand it, but so that they will care. More importantly, though, my CSU education taught me how to think. It taught me how to look at and evaluate the world around me. So writing and scientific inquiry really use many of the same skills. In both disciplines, you're confronted with a large, unorganized mass of information and raw data, and you have to analyze that and look for patterns. Then you explore those patterns for relevant meaning. Finally, you present those meanings in ways that others can understand and be persuaded by. Now, I can do all of those things because my CSU education schooled me to have a disciplined mind. And all of you are equipped now with that as well. And it truly will be a great asset to you all your life, regardless of the path you follow. Next, I'd like to urge you to put yourself in the way of opportunity. Much of life is serendipitous. At the beginning of my writing career, I was taking any paid writing assignment I could get. I had written on men's necktie design and manufacturing, obviously not in the field of zoology. water features and home landscaping, programs for children at Colorado ski areas, even a profile of the La Favorita tortilla factory. So I was a one-week expert on tortilla manufacturing. But I knew that I wanted to get back to my field and write about wildlife. So I attended a one-night wildlife photography class sponsored by what was then the Colorado Division of Wildlife. The organizer announced that he would be publishing a new quarterly called Colorado's Wildlife Company. So after the class, I went up to him and I said, well, I'm a wildlife writer. Now, I had published one magazine article on beavers at that time, but whatever. And I said, I would love to be involved with your publication. Well, he said he didn't have the budget to pay me, but if I would be willing to write the first issue, we could see what happened. So I did that. The publication was extremely well received. He got a large grant to continue publishing. And he not only hired me from then on to be the writer, but he back paid me for the first issue. I went on within a few years to also become the editor of that publication and the project manager. Colorado's Wildlife Company is on the Colorado Parks and Wildlife website, if you would care to take a look at it. It ran from 1988 to 2004, and it was very successful and reached hundreds of thousands of readers. That project also led to a lot of referrals for me for other projects and work, and in many ways it ignited my nature writing career. Now, if I had been too tired to go to the class that night, or if I had been too timid to go up and talk to him and say that I was a wildlife writer, that would not have happened, at least not in the way that it did, or perhaps not in the time frame that it did. So truly, put yourself in the way of opportunity. I'd like to leave you with a message to have courage, and especially to value yourselves. My book, Land of Grass and Sky, A Naturalist Prairie Journey, is about time I spent on the Colorado prairie and all that it taught me. Here's a brief passage. It is so easy to travel the open country and see nothing but emptiness. The prairie and its space can be overwhelming, exhausting, defeating. Eyes used to woodlands and hills, tall buildings and houses, look across open country and feel a sense of exposure and vulnerability. A prairie is not empty, but its vitality projects downward into the earth instead of up. The life of a grassland dwells in an enormous network of roots and the galleries of prairie dog towns. The prairie turns its life force inward. To look beyond the open space, to truly know a prairie and its secrets, I must look inward also, see with other than my eyes. The takeaway then is this. Seeing beauty and joy in the commonplace is part of accepting ourselves as we are, others as they are. Few of us will be movie stars or supermodels, presidents or champion athletes. To judge by narrow extremes of appearance or accomplishment is to blind ourselves to the truly sublime, the wonders of our daily lives and daily selves. As I learned to see the beauty and wisdom of the prairie, this ugly duckling land, I grew to appreciate the simple beauties within myself. Inside, we both are swans. So thank you for listening to my words, and I wish all of you truly the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. It truly is an honor having you with us today. The academic sector of Colorado State University is composed of 8 colleges and the graduate school. The individual colleges are listed in the university commencement program you each have. The College of Natural Sciences is composed of 8 departments, and the Bachelor of Science degree is currently awarded in 12 different majors. Today we are celebrating the academic accomplishments of our spring and summer graduating class. We have 480 students graduating in the spring and another 120 graduating in the summer. At 600 graduates, it's the largest class in the history of the College of Natural Sciences. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree from all of our 8 academic departments please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you these students who have completed all of the requirements established by the various departments, the college, and the university for the Bachelor of Science degree. The Faculty Council has recommended to the Board of Governors of the CSU system that these candidates receive the Bachelor of Science degree in their respective disciplines. At their meeting last week here on campus, it was officially voted to confer those degrees. So it is my sincere honor to formally declare, on behalf of and with the authority of the Board of Governors of Colorado State University System, I hereby confer the Bachelor of Science degree on each of you, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Let us recognize the achievements of this wonderful group of students.
Please be seated. Thank you, Dean Nerger. And thank you. An important tradition in academia is the tassel switch. It symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Before conferral of your bachelor degree, the tassel is worn on the right of your mortarboard. Now that your degrees have been officially conferred, I ask you to each please move your tassel to the left. Congratulations. In a few moments, our spring 2016 graduates will receive their diploma covers. At that time, we will also recognize those students who, through their academic achievements, have received various academic honors and distinctions. A few words are in order to better appreciate the accomplishments of these students. Students earning the cum laude designation have distinguished themselves through outstanding academic performance during their time at CSU. Their GPA is in the top 10% of their graduating class. Cum laude is a Latin expression meaning with praise, but in this context, a more appropriate translation is with distinction. Those students graduating summa cum laude, or with highest distinction, are students in the top 1% with a GPA of 3.98 or better. Students designated magna cum laude, or with great distinction, make up the next 3% of the class with a GPA above 3.9. And those designated cum laude constitute the next 6% with a GPA above 3.76. These students are wearing golden gowns or a gold cord over a green honors gown. The University Honors Program offers a challenging and rewarding curriculum for outstanding students, and all honors students must achieve at least a 3.5 cumulative GPA. These students are wearing green gowns and bachelor's hoods. Will the summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and honors graduates please rise so that we may applaud your extraordinary academic accomplishments? Thank you. Please be seated. Student achievement is also recognized by initiation in various honors societies. These include the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, an honor society for freshmen and sophomores ranked in the top 15% of all CSU students; Golden Key, an honor society for juniors and seniors ranked in the top 15% of all CSU students; Phi Kappa Phi, an honor society for seniors in the top 10% of the college; Phi Beta Kappa, an honor society for students who complete at least 90 credits in liberal disciplines, including foreign languages and mathematics, and have at least a 3.5 GPA. And Mortarboard, a national honor society for seniors who demonstrate superior academic abilities in service to the university and local community. Will the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, Golden Key, Phi Kappa Phi, Phi Beta Kappa, and Mortarboard members please rise? Congratulations on your academic success. Please be seated. In addition, we would like to recognize students completing the Teaching Licensure Program. Historically, CSU graduates more science and mathematics teachers than any other college or university in the state. Blue cords signify those students who are licensed as middle school and high school science and mathematics teachers. Will you please rise? Please be seated. Thank you. The Dean's Office wishes to recognize those students who have enriched their education in the sciences by completing a second major outside the College of Natural Sciences. The Academic Enrichment Award was established to honor these students for the breadth of education they have obtained. Each of these students will be mailed a certificate from the Dean. Would students with a second major outside our college please rise so that we may recognize your achievements? Okay, please be seated. Another group the college would like to recognize is our first-generation students. First-generation students in our college and at our university are a point of pride for us all. Will the first-generation graduates please rise so that we may applaud your success? Thank you. Please be seated. And finally, we would like to acknowledge the academic success of all former and current members of the U.S. Armed Services earning their degree today, and those former and current members joining us in the audience. Please stand so that we may applaud your commitment to the nation. Thank you all. Please be seated. Shortly, we will begin the diploma distribution. You, our newest graduates, will be introduced by Professor Jake Roberts and receive your diploma covers from Dean Jan Nerger. At that time, you will have your picture taken with the Dean. You will then be congratulated by Vice Provost Bush, Vice President Swanson, and the chair of your major department. Dr. Don Michaels, Director of the University Honours Program, will congratulate Honours Program graduates, and Major Christiane McKellar, U.S. Air Force, and Lieutenant Colonel James Blanton, U.S. Army, will congratulate our ROTC graduates. Faculty from your department will greet you as you proceed off the stage. You will have your individual picture taken and will then continue on to the table to receive your senior gift, a copy of Mary Taylor Young's book, Land of Grass and Sky, followed by an opportunity for your family members to take your pictures before returning to your seat. And now, on to the most important part of this morning's celebrations. Marshals, please escort our Spring 2016 graduates to the platform.
Okay. My apologies for that. But in just a moment, I'm going to present the spring 2016 graduates of the College of Natural Sciences. But first, I have to make a couple of additional announcements. So guests attending our ceremony are reminded not to block the view of others by standing or by taking photographs at the railing, and to please refrain from the use of air horns. Graduates will receive digital images from the professional photographer approximately 1 month after the ceremony. This is your commencement. We invite you to take photographs during the distribution of diplomas, but please do so in an orderly manner. So that our ceremony may run as smoothly as possible, please use only the designated photography area on the main floor in the back. Access to the photography area is available through the northwest and southwest stairwells and through the northwest back door of the auditorium. Please follow the signs located in the hallways and stairwells. We ask that you send only one family member down to take pictures from within the area reserved for you. Stay out of the traffic flow as students return to their seats, and please return to your seat after taking your photos. Physics and psychology families, your graduates will not be announced for about an hour, so please wait to come down. Graduates will proceed across the stage by department, beginning with the Department of Biochemistry. Honors graduates will lead each department. Graduates, if you're the first person in your major, please let me know when you reach the microphone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, mothers and fathers, brothers, sisters, spouses, neighbors, and friends, it is my great pleasure to present to you the spring 2016 graduates of the College of Natural Sciences. From the Department of Biochemistry, Laura Tita, major in biochemistry, graduating cum laude. Lindsay Whittington, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in English, graduating with university honors. Holly Conger, with a major in biochemistry and a concentration in health and pre-medical sciences, a minor in molecular biology and interdisciplinary studies, and a university honors scholar. Abigail Barker, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in mathematics and chemistry, graduating with university honors. Andrea Shafi, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in biomedical engineering, interdisciplinary studies, and biomedical sciences, graduating with university honors. Ashley Rudisil, with a major in biochemistry. Olivia Smith, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in biomedical engineering. Josiah Ricchini, with a major in biochemistry. Amanda Waltz, with a major in biochemistry. Morgan Vance, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in chemistry. Great. Dylan Buglewitz, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in molecular biology. Alex Culver, with a major in biochemistry. Clayton Corson, with a major in biochemistry. Eric Palmer, with a major in biochemistry. Rodrigo Urbina, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in molecular biology. Okay, great. Tyler Biebighauser, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in molecular biology. Travis Sanders, with a major in biochemistry. Michael Delahousse, with a major in biochemistry. Colin Sempek, with a major in biochemistry. Sarah Hoppy, with a major in biochemistry and a minor in molecular biology. Aaliyah Merity, with a major in biochemistry. Paige Maloney with a major in biochemistry and a minor in biomedical engineering. Okay, great. I gotta get a second. I'm gonna switch over. I'll go in a second. Switch over. And now, from the Department of Biology, Ryan Yee with a major in biological science, graduating cum laude. Christina Glapa with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating magna cum laude. Okay. Rebecca Grieser with a major in zoology, graduating cum laude. Madison Flewelling with a major in biological science, graduating cum laude. Megan Doan with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating magna cum laude. Duong? Yep. Shannon Duong with a major in zoology, graduating cum laude. Susanna Rosales with a major in biomedical science, graduating summa cum laude and as a member of the University Honors Program. Wagner. Maddie Wagner with a major in zoology and graduating as part of the University Honors Program. Abigail Pearson with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Natalie Franz? Sorry, I'll get it right this time. Natalie Franz with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Samantha Eckert with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical science, graduating with University Honors. Catherine Redd with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Allison Brashy with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating cum laude and with University Honors. Lacey Smith with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating with University Honors. Laura Harper with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating summa cum laude and with University Honors. Laura St. Clair with a major in zoology and a minor in Spanish, graduating summa cum laude and with University Honors. Kimberly Hallowell with a major in biological science, graduating magna cum laude and with University Honors. Kayla Sherman, majoring in biological science, graduating magna cum laude and with University Honors. Monica Lopez Islas with a major in biological science, graduating magna cum laude and with University Honors. Jennifer Robinson with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Kaylee Marlin, majoring in biological science with a minor in business and administration, graduating with University Honors. Dana Rollison with a major in zoology and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating magna cum laude and with University Honors. Jillian Gerberich with a major in zoology and a minor in applied statistics, graduating cum laude and with University Honors. Taylor Williams with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Miranda Wade, graduating with a major in biological science and with University Honors. Julia Pinckney with a major in zoology and a second major in languages, literatures, and cultures with a Spanish concentration, graduating with University Honors. Kaiser, just to make sure. Okay. Caitlin Kaiser with a major in biological science, graduating cum laude and with University Honors. Paige Johnson with a major in biological science and a minor in business administration, graduating magna cum laude and with University Honors. Emily Janik with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Morgan Cayley with a major in biological science and a minor in general philosophy, graduating with University Honors. Amanda Fairbanks with a major in biological science and a minor in French leadership studies, graduating with University Honors. Michaela Koretko with a major in biological sciences and a second major in journalism and media communications, graduating as a University Honors Scholar. Schoen. Catherine Schoen with a major in biological science and a minor in French and biomedical sciences, graduating with University Honors. Brittany Hartman with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Okay, thank you. Adrian Pruitt with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Marissa Fergus with a major in zoology and a minor in conservation biology, graduating with University Honors. Aaron Snowden with a major in zoology and a minor in conservation biology, graduating cum laude and with University Honors. Caitlin Ross with a major in biological science and a minor in mathematical biology, graduating with University Honors. Carolyn Manthai with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Dawn Huadu with a major in biological science and a second major in biochemistry, a minor in molecular biology, graduating with University Honors. Lindsay Yao, major in zoology, graduating with University Honors. Forrest Nielsen with a major in zoology and a minor in global environmental sustainable studies, graduating with University Honors. Lisbeth Torres with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Delaney Laughlin with a major in zoology, graduating with University Honors. Abigail Larson with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Taylor Runyon with a major in biological science, graduating with University Honors. Danielle Ramirez with a major in zoology and a minor in business administration. Cassie Sorensen with a major in zoology. Karina Price with a major in zoology. Hannah Schopp with a major in zoology. Aaron Ciascio with a major in zoology. Rebecca Hansen with a major in biological science and a minor in global environmental sustainability. Sarah All with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Okay. Yasmin Esterlechner with a major in biological science. Sarah Martin with a major in zoology. Sarah Drennan with a major in biological sciences. Alexandra Donovan Hawks with a major in biological science. Brianna, oh thank you, okay. Brianna Kilborn with a major in biological science. Kathleen Urich with a major in zoology. Rachel? Okay. Celeste Rachel with a major in biological science. Van Dyne. Okay. Jonathan Van Dyne with a major in biological science. Emily Wilson with a major in biological science. Ryan English with a major in biology. Emily Reeder with a major in biological science and a minor in gerontology. Steinberg? Oh, Steinberg, thank you, okay. Emma Steinerbray with a major in biology and a minor in business and Spanish. Amanda Johnston with a major in zoology. Joel Samuel Abraham with a major in biological science. Julie Schroeder with a major in biological science. Anastasia Mann, with a major in zoology and a minor in conservation biology. Joseph Gruber, with a major in biological science. Gentile, okay. Daniel Gentile, with a major in zoology. Sarah Morrison, with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Zachary Brody, with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Christian Arnold Underwood, with a major in biological science. Kyla McHenry, with a major in biological science. Whitney Walker, with a major in biological science. Na Yin, with a major in biological science. Bianchi? Okay. Rachel Bianchi, with a major in biological science. Amy Huff, with a major in zoology. Julio Hernandez, with a major in biological science. Oren Debutan, with a major in biological science. Arliss Roscoe, with a major in zoology and a minor in global environmental sustainability. Tyler Wengert, with a major in zoology. Kian Zimmerman, with a major in biological science. Mitchell Leroy, with a major in biological science. Caitlin Sheely, with a major in zoology. Samantha Gary, with a major in zoology. Riley Stockton, what's that? Oh, good, okay. Riley Stockton, with a major in biological science and a minor in French. Marissa Hobbs, with a major in zoology and a minor in business administration. Anthony Holdren, with a major in biological science. Brian Fisher, with a major in biological science. Demetrius Parker, with a major in biological science. Heron? Rachel Heron, with a major in biological science. Lemaire. Jessica Lemaire, with a major in biological science. Christopher Ganem, with a major in biological science. Ashlyn Miller, with a major in biological science. Matthew Davis, with a major in biological science and a minor in Spanish. Adam Wolf, with a major in biological science. Gregory McKittrick, with a major in biological science. Bria Gallegos, with a major in biological science. Emily Anderson, with a major in biological science and a minor in anthropology. Summer Albright, with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Whitcup. Chandler Whitcup, with a major in biological science. Jordan Haywood, with a major in biological science. Cody? Gotcha, okay. Cody Lawley, with a major in zoology and a minor in mathematical biology. Jacob Everhart, with a major in biological science. Mearsman? Alexander Mearsman, with a major in biological science. Catherine Cheney, with a major in biological science and a minor in microbiology. Milam? Jessica Milam, with a major in biological science. Wide? There you go. Lauren Wide, with a major in biological science. Christiana Falvo with a major in zoology and a minor in conservation biology. Sarah Evelyn Miller with a major in biological science. Haley Spencer with a major in biological science. Savannah Carroll with a major in biological science. Holly Carter with a major in biological science. Sarah Settle with a major in biological science. Kimberly Kern with a major in biological science. Amanda Gayshock with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Stephanie Gravitz with a major in biological science. Caleb Worker with a major in biological science. Megan Spalding with a major in biological science and a minor in Spanish. Francis Ship Vautrin with a major in biological science. Give him a second. Matson Thomas with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Lee Johnson with a major in biological science. Rusher? Yeah. Conrad Rusher with a major in biological science. Molly Badger with a major in zoology. Zane Moore with a major in biological science. Padlin? Joshua Padlin with a major in biological science. Schurmeister? Great. Anna Schurmeister with a major in biological sciences. Allison Kalowitz with a major in biological sciences and a minor in biomedical sciences. Daniel Wood with a major in biological science. Lucatus? Okay. Tara Lucatus with a major in biological science. Megan Ferguson with a major in biological science. Carrie Johnson with a major in zoology. Shelby? Just make sure. Shelby Pang with a major in zoology. Alex Morissette with a major in biological science and a minor in microbiology. Shannon McGuire with a major in biological science, a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating cum laude. Samantha Chase with a major in biological science. Rogan. Lindsay Rogan with a major in biological science and a second major in psychology. Cody Anderson with a major in biological science. Alyssa Kleiman with a major in biological science and a minor in Spanish. Lauren Olson with a major in zoology. Sabrina Berg with a major in biological science. Emily Phillipson with a major in biological science. Allison Bailey with a major in zoology. Zerlin? Yes. Dalton Zerlin with a major in biological science. Zoe, of course. Yeah. Zoe Crucky with a major in biological science. So, Mayer? Yes. Okay. Selena Mayer with a major in biological science. Boncella? Katie Boncella with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical science. Gordon Olson with a major in biological science and a minor in biomedical sciences. Madeline Westbrook, major in biological science and a minor in music. Hannah Buchek with a major in biological science and a minor in Spanish. Fahey? Yeah. Sean Fahey with a major in biological science. Alyssa Brown with a major in biological science. Catherine Cade with a major in biological science and a minor in business administration. Amanda Wilcox-Waller with a major in biological science and a minor in conservation biology. Catherine Rial with a major in biological science. Lisa Wickman with a major in biological science and a minor in international development. Kaylin Snook? Kaylin Snook with a major in biological science. Lindley Cook with a major in zoology. Shirdelli Mullis. Okay. Savannah Shirdelli Mullis with a major in biological science. Emily Mensch with a major in biological science and a minor in conservation biology. Kelly Craig with a major in zoology. People can sit here. Eva? Gretchen. Eva Backmeister with a major in biological science and a minor in music. Charlotte Mitchell with a major in zoology and a minor in conservation biology. Fight. Mackenzie Fight with a major in biological science. Haley Paris with a major in biological science. Bivens? Chelsea Bivens with a major in zoology. Okay, great. We'll shortly begin with the majors from the Department of Chemistry. Just gotta get people's hands to switch out a little bit here. Okay. So Zishun Zhu with a major in chemistry and a second major in computer science, graduating magna cum laude. Mitchell Bordlin with a major in chemistry, a minor in business administration and physics and mathematics, graduating summa cum laude and with university honors. Susanna Miller with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics, graduating magna cum laude and with university honors. Durrett. Lindsay Durrett with a major in chemistry. Juliet Granger with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics. Christopher Miller with a major in chemistry. Carrick Reese with a major in chemistry. David Mast with a major in chemistry. Geisenhoff? Jessica Geisenhoff with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics. Jordan Brickey with a major in chemistry. Nicholas Hall with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics. Lucia? Taylor Lucia with a major in chemistry. Just Xiao and chemistry? Xiao with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics. Kyle Byrne, I assume. Okay, just make sure. Kyle Byrne with a major in chemistry. Scott Green with a major in chemistry. Roshni Bhuvan with a major in chemistry. Samantha Hall with a major in chemistry. Millard? Computer science. Oh, no, yeah. We'll shortly begin with the majors from computer science. And Millard. Got it. Mark Millard, a major in computer science, a minor in mathematics, graduating magna cum laude. Leon Zhu with a major in computer science, graduating cum laude. Phobes? Jason Phobes with a major in computer science, graduating with university honors. Sean Mann, graduating with a major in applied computing technology, a minor in business administration, and with university honors. Larissa? Joshua Larison with a major in computer science, graduating with university honors. Caden Strand with a major in computer science and a second major in computer engineering, a minor in mathematics, graduating cum laude and with university honors. Alexander Eglund with a major in computer science, graduating with university honors. Blaine Bradfield with a major in computer science. Nathan Courier with a major in computer science. Bertolacci? Yep. Ian Bertolacci with a major in applied computing technology, a second major in psychology and computer science. Wei Shi with a major in computer science. Taylor Stock with a major in computer science. William Barris with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Sorry about that. Lauren Bay with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Falcone. Yeah. Michael Falcone with a major in computer science. Tanner Hall with a major in computer science. Fulmer. Kyle Fulmer with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. McCreary? Kyle McCreary with a major in computer science. Kurth. Kyle Kurth with a major in applied computing technology. Gehring. Shannon Gehring with a major in computer science. Kuster. Caleb Kuster with a major in computer science. Leung. Nelson Leung with a major in applied computing technology. Okay. Kyle Hicks with a major in computer science and a minor in applied mathematics. Great. Thad Deedy with a major in computer science. Lewandowski. Nicholas Lewandowski with a major in computer science. Francisco Aguilera with a major in computer science. Matthew Caraway with a major in applied computing technology. Colin Schaefer with a major in computer science. Aaron Smith with a major in computer science, graduating cum laude. Alexander Ryan with a major in applied computing technology and a minor in business administration. Marcus Cook with a major in applied computing technology and a minor in business administration. Zainab Al-Haddad with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Noor Al-Shamasi with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Sarah El-Khatib, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Boyarko? Gregory Boyarko, with a major in computer science. Harlan Kind, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Jake Herman, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Scheit. Jay Scheit, with a major in computer science. Jonathan Rust, with a major in computer science. Duck Yang, with a major in computer science. Osman? Zachary Osman, with a major in computer science. Zach Andrews, with a major in computer science. Mayot? Yeah, okay. Curtis Mayot, with a major in applied computing technology. LaRush? Daniel LaRush, with a major in computer science. Cameron O'Neill, with a major in computer science. Minicucci, thank you. Joseph Minicucci, with a major in computer science and a minor in Chinese. Eason? Colin Eason, with a major in computer science. Kuntz? Tyler Kuntz, with a major in computer science. Adrian Gonzalez, with a major in applied computing technology and a minor in business administration. Sailor, I assume? Sailor. Yep. Sailor Berman, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Timothy Buckley, with a major in computer science. Matthew Roberts, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Nicholas Place, with a major in applied computing technology. Austin Clark, with a major in applied computing technology and a minor in business administration. Arkenberg? Adrian Arkenberg, with a major in computer science and a minor in economics. Master's in computer science. So Darshan Guler. Okay. Darshan Guler Srinivasa. Great. Darshan Guler Srinivasa, with a master's in computer science. Mathematics. We'll soon begin with the Department of Mathematics. Gotta wait about 10 seconds. And it's Gavin, of course. Might as well check. Okay. Gavin Stewart, with a major in mathematics and a minor in Spanish, graduating magna cum laude and with university honors. Drendel? Dylan Drendel, with a major in mathematics, graduating cum laude and with university honors. Sure. Colin Rex Robertson? Yes. It's Robertson? Okay. Colin Rex Robertson, with a major in mathematics, graduating with university honors. Elijah? Or Elias Claffey, okay. Elias Claffey, graduating with a major in mathematics and with university honors. Mashahara? Yuri Mashahara, graduating with a major in mathematics and a second major in music, cum laude, and graduating with university honors. Garochi, thank you. Taryn Garoshi, with a major in mathematics and a minor in music, graduating with university honors. Lily Harris, with a major in mathematics and a minor in teacher licensure. Kelsey Gupton, with a major in mathematics and a minor in teacher licensure. Michelle Stockton, with a major in mathematics and a minor in teacher licensure. Kavika Kalave, with a major in mathematics and a minor in teacher licensure. Mitchell Tandy, with a major in mathematics. Jacob Mann, with a major in mathematics and a minor in economics. Stagliano. Davis Stagliano with a major in mathematics. Gramillion? Okay. Benton Gramillion with a major in mathematics. Catherine Seviak with a major in mathematics. Elise Foote with a major in mathematics and actuarial science and a minor in business. Timothy Folka with a major in mathematics. Skylar Poggenstecker. Okay. Poggenstecker. Skylar Poggenstecker with a major in mathematics. Single? Yep. Ellen Single with a major in mathematics. Walter Waldo with a major in mathematics and a minor in business administration. Girma? Rebecca Girma with a major in mathematics. Macaulay Ulrich. Okay. Cassidy Macaulay Ulrich with a major in mathematics and a minor in statistics. That's Hodges. And Anel? Anel Hodges with a major in mathematics and a concentration in actuarial sciences. Bautista? Okay. Michelle Bautista with a major in mathematics. Sarah Sidro with a major in mathematics and a minor in business administration. Tucker Carver with a major in mathematics and a minor in business administration and statistics. Branham. Daniel Branham with a major in mathematics and a second major in computer science. Wei Wong? Wei Wong with a major in mathematics. Yishuan Wong. Yishuan Wong with a major in mathematics. Rotao Shou. Yep. Rotao Shou with a major in mathematics. Okay. Yep. We'll shortly begin with the majors from natural science. Sciences. It's the S's. Anyway. Okay. And so, Riyab Tafet. Riyab Qatar, major in natural sciences, a minor in geology, graduating cum laude. Holly Martin with a major in natural sciences and a minor in biology and education. Morgan Hunt with a major in natural sciences, a minor in teacher licensure biology. Haley Romero with a major in natural sciences, a concentration in biology education. Shelby Foster with a major in natural sciences and a minor in chemistry education. Lindsay Nelson with a major in natural sciences and a minor in biology education teacher licensure. Matthew Wilson with a major in natural sciences and a second major in science education. All right. And now from the Department of Physics. So now I'm going to shake your hands here. Take a little extra time. All right. We got to get started. Okay. Aaron Conley with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics, graduating cum laude with university honors. Luke Reynolds with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics, graduating with university honors. Congratulations. Great job. That's Eric Daines, or no, Dines. I always get that wrong, I guess. Eric Dines with a major in physics, a second major in music performance, a minor in mathematics, graduating with university honors and magna cum laude. Congratulations. How are you doing today? You doing Zhongguo? Yeah. Okay. Wong, right? Yeah. Okay. Zhongguo Wong with a major in physics and a second major in mathematics, graduating with university honors. I'll shake his hand later. Squalante, right? Squalante. Why do I do this wrong? Joyce Squalante with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics. Stick around for the handshake. So so it's Carrie McCain. Yeah, I'll get it right. There we go. Carrie McCain with a major in physics and a minor in English, computer science, and mathematics. Congratulations. William Palmer with a major in physics and a minor in Japanese. Andrew Lewis with a major in physics and a minor in computer science and mathematics. Evan Giacchino with a major in physics. Where I got the answer again. That sits on my left. Mirror image. Joseph Merritt with a major in physics. Gregory Hoffman with a major in physics. Tucker Manton with a major in physics and a second major in mathematics. Justin Doctor with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics. Great job. Timothy Larson with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics. That's Flurkey, right? I get that wrong all the time. Matthew Flurkey with a major in physics and a minor in mathematics. Shortly, we begin with the Department of Psychology. I'll give 10 seconds to get people kind of sorted out. People have to stand up. They have to sit down. All right, let's begin. So it's Kristen Leo. Kristen Leo with a major in psychology and a second major in human development and family studies, graduating cum laude. Nicole Moody with a major in psychology and a second major in human development and family studies, graduating cum laude. Is it Cohen? Cohen Pohl with a major in psychology, graduating magna cum laude. Morgan Melton with a major in psychology, graduating magna cum laude. Victoria Mansdorfer with a major in psychology and a minor in Spanish and business administration, graduating cum laude. Christopher Emmerman with a major in psychology and a second major in anthropology, graduating cum laude. Jamie Zimmer with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude. Sorry. Eckert. Heather Eckert with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude. Chris Mullen with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude. Fabian? Michaela Fabian with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude. Congratulations. Trudell. Jessica Trudell with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude. Sarah Lewis with a major in psychology and a minor in music, graduating cum laude. Chloe Wilson with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration, graduating cum laude. What's that? Oh, something's wrong? Yeah, it was a little something for people to talk about. Let's just take it off. Madison Mullen with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration, graduating summa cum laude and with university honors. Soroka? Anastasia Soroka with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude and with university honors. Wilsonik? Kaylin Wasalik with a major in psychology, graduating magna cum laude and with university honors. Okay. Tyler Moore with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude and with university honors and also with an Air Force ROTC. Andrew Wilson with a major in psychology, graduating summa cum laude and with university honors. Dahlgren? Christina Dahlgrenia. Oh, Dahlgren. Okay. Christina Dahlgren with a major in psychology and a minor in biomedical sciences, graduating magna cum laude. Petrie. Cassidy Petrie with a major in psychology, graduating cum laude and with university honors. Allison Faust with a major in psychology, graduating magna cum laude and with university honors. Ruby Hornback with a major in psychology, graduating with university honors. Kylie Nahabitan with a major in psychology, graduating with university honors. Rebecca Tolan with a major in psychology, graduating with university honors. Kayleen Hogg with a major in psychology and a minor in biomedical engineering, graduating with university honors. Lisa Baker with a major in psychology and a second major in music, a minor in French, graduating with university honors. Quinn James Hollerbach. Quinn James Hollerbach with a major in psychology and a minor in Spanish, graduating with university honors. Aaron Burr with a major in psychology, graduating with cum laude and with university honors. Catherine Von Kerens with a major in psychology, graduating magna cum laude and with university honors. Blakely, just to make sure. Jenna Blakely with a major in psychology. Elizabeth Potter with a major in psychology. Emily Lucas with a major in psychology. Tony Brown with a major in psychology.
Yep.
Kayla Cittadino with a major in psychology. Cameron Cowell with a major in psychology. Bit of a backlog, so. Quinn Bowman with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration, legal studies. Matthew Seatuck, major in psychology and a minor in general philosophy. Madeline Bisland with a major in psychology and a minor in criminology, criminal justice. Walton. Nicholas Valton with a major in psychology and a second major in graphic design. Michaela Martz with a major in psychology. Zachary Thorvaldson with a major in psychology and a minor in biomedical sciences. Marion Smith with a major in psychology. Alyssa Simon with a major in psychology. Kayla Shaw with a major in psychology. Graham Kramer with a major in psychology. Paul Maleka with a major in psychology. Trevor Flower with a major in psychology. Fallon Alexandra McNeil with a major in psychology. Sorry. Piccone? Oh, Piccone. Anthony Piccone with a major in psychology. Juliana Bias with a major in psychology. Nicole Poirier with a major in psychology and a minor in criminology, criminal justice. Shannon Carpenter with a major in psychology and a second major in sociology. Jennifer Woods with a major in psychology and a minor in criminal justice. Lindsay Jean Ellis with a major in psychology and a second major in sociology with a concentration in criminology and criminal justice. Benjamin Kishnevsky with a major in psychology. Lindsay Turk with a major in psychology. Kaylin Mitchell with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Devin Dockstader with a major in psychology. Brittany Brittany Maddox with a major in psychology. Kylie Farrell with a major in psychology. Caitlin Reedy with a major in psychology. April Kano with a major in psychology and a second major in human development and family studies. Monreal. Yep. Bryant Monreal with a major in psychology. Thomas Elliott with a major in psychology. Taylor Gardner with a major in psychology. Jordan Stemper with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Lauren Cates with a major in psychology. Yep. Annie Vang with a major in psychology. Joelle Foster with a major in psychology. Great. Rachel Mayton with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Cassandra Rittenhouse with a major in psychology. Brandon Fiedler with a major in psychology. Emily Eckert with a major in psychology. Kayla Furtman with a major in psychology with a concentration in industrial and organizational psychology. Mosley. Kyle Mosley with a major in psychology. Patrick Mosley with a major in psychology and a minor in criminology, criminal justice. Just get right, Charmaine. Charmaine Bunch with a major in psychology. Biniam Melessa with a major in psychology. Adam Davis with a major in psychology. It says Yasu Ogwantasha. Fosayo Ogwantasha with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Logan Powell with a major in psychology. Devin Batten with a major in psychology. Monica Sinnis with a major in psychology. Ashley Wade with a major in psychology. James Dodd with a major in psychology. Balistreri? Tyler Balistreri with a major in psychology. Case Anderson with a major in psychology. Alexander Beck with a major in psychology. Okay. Austin Southard with a major in psychology. Annie Stimson with a major in psychology. Matthew Gehring with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Hannah Huntington with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Alyssa Shapiro with a major in psychology. Christina Sanchez with a major in psychology. Dalton Settles with a major in psychology. John Ainsworth with a major in psychology. Kristen Michael with a major in psychology. Sydney Heyer with a major in psychology and a second major in sociology with a criminology concentration. Sydney Horsting with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Courtney Woolsey with a major in psychology. Lee Powell with a major in, oh, sorry, we'll try again. Leah Powell with a major in psychology. This is getting a little out of control here. Okay. Elizabeth Roop with a major in psychology. Levine. Brianna Levine with a major in psychology. Supan. Masumi Supan with a major in psychology. Robert Spencer with a major in psychology and a minor in general sociology. David Hoon Lee with a major in psychology with a concentration in industrial organization and a minor in business administration. Miss Pagel? Kimberly Miss Pagel with a major in psychology and a minor in English. Brandy Booth with a major in psychology. Jessica Cochran with a major in psychology and a minor in nutrition. Kristen Pedersen with a major in psychology. Glanzer? Chelsea Glanzer with a major in psychology. That's okay, we can do this. Avishek Thapa? Avishek Thapa with a major in psychology and a minor in mathematics. Brianna DeVaris with a major in psychology. Shannon Oliver with a major in psychology. Nicholas Cunningham with a major in psychology and a minor in religious studies. Monis? Catherine Monis with a major in psychology. Tigas? Alice Tigas with a major in psychology. Ashton Lowry with a major in psychology. Colin Harris with a major in psychology. Weisenbach? Margaret Weisenbach with a major in psychology. Daniel Mark with a major in psychology. Eric Urshay with a major in psychology. Krager? Oh, yeah, of course, yes. Samantha Krager with a major in psychology. Austin Eaton with a major in psychology. Sierra, okay, I see, okay. Sierra McWilliams with a major in psychology. Noelle Miranda with a major in psychology and a minor in Spanish. Goodenow, sure. Emma Goodenow with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Jesse Grulich with a major in psychology. Lindsay Thompson with a major in psychology. Sarah Raymond with a major in psychology. Samantha Peterson with a major in psychology and a second major in sociology. Alexis Hess, just make sure. Alexis Hess with a major in psychology. It's Heigenberger? Okay, my eyes are going well. Yes. Macy Hilgenberger with a major in psychology. Erica Maestas with a major in psychology and a minor in Spanish. Kristen Anna with a major in psychology. Alexa MacArthur with a major in psychology. Geisler? Tiffany Geisler with a major in psychology. Jeremy Keene with a major in psychology. Montemayor. Rebecca Montemayor with a major in psychology. Demelia Peterson with a major in psychology. Acacia Sherrill with a major in psychology. Aaron Bachelor with a major in psychology. Olivia Georgia with a major in psychology. Chi Chen with a major in psychology. Chuyu Su with a major in psychology and a minor in applied statistics. Joshing Wu with a major in psychology and a minor in business administration. Bing Drew with a major in psychology and a minor in applied statistics. Yidun Chen with a major in psychology. We'll shortly begin with the Department of Statistics. Just let people get through and get organized. Faculty stand up, faculty sit down. Give them about 5 more seconds. Okay, it's Yiming Zhu with a major in statistics and a second major in mathematics, graduating summa cum laude. Luke Chen with a major in statistics, graduating cum laude. Yuzhe Gao with a major in statistics and a minor in mathematics. Peng Chao Zhao with a major in statistics and a second major in ecology. Stacy Pan with a major in statistics and a minor in mathematics. Samantha Doty with a major in statistics and a minor in mathematics. Wesley Groves with a major in statistics. Sean Asaro with a major in statistics.
Congratulations to our class of 2016. It's now my honor to present to you Ms. Ellen Holbrook, graduate of Colorado State University, class of 2015, and current student in our Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program. Ellen?
Hello, my name is Ellen Holbrook, and 1 year ago, I was sitting where you are now, holding my diploma. I'll never forget how excited and proud I felt to finally have that diploma in my hand. With 4 years and a quality education behind me, I still had a way to go to fulfill my dream. I was thrilled when I was offered a place in CSU's PVM program. Colorado State was always my top choice. It allowed me to stay here on this beautiful campus, remain friends with those I have met along the way, and complete my education with a highly regarded professional degree. One day down the road, I'll be back where you are right now. It may be time for you all to move on, and everyone sitting here has a different path and future ahead. But whether you stay in Fort Collins or travel to the far ends of the world, you all have one very important thing in common with each other, and with more than 200,000 others who have come before you. You are all alumni of Colorado State. And I'd like to be the first to welcome you to the alumni family. You join other scientists, teachers, and engineers, poets, food producers, care providers, and entrepreneurs. When you leave this campus, be assured your university will not leave you. No matter where your professional and personal journey takes you, know that the CSU Alumni Association, your college, and your former professors will be there for you every step of the way. Congratulations on a job well done, and go Rams.
Before making my closing remarks, I would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to thank another group here this morning that deserves our thanks and gratitude. Graduates, would you please rise with me and join in thanking your parents, family, friends for their support and encouragement to you and your education. Please be seated. So as Dean, I want to impart to you two rather simple messages, each of which resonates well with the message from our commencement speaker. What Mary Taylor Young told you was to put yourself in the way of opportunity, to have courage and value yourself, and don't limit your vision. And my message is much the same, though it doesn't come to me from the same place as it did Mary. It comes to me from a slightly different place, not the grass and sky of the Colorado Plains, but from the Broadway musical Wicked. For those of you who have not had the opportunity to see the play, I have seen it 3 times. It is essentially a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. It spotlights the untold story of the unlikely friendship of Glinda the Good Witch from the north and Elphaba, the infamous Wicked Witch, from the west. What you might not know is that Glinda and Elphaba met while college roommates, and they went through their undergraduate careers together. Now, you have to give me some leeway here. I'm not endorsing nor disparaging witches. I'm not supporting any particular compass point in the land of Oz. Now, in our collective consciousness, saturated as it might be from the exposure to the 1939 movie, Glinda and the Wicked Witch are polar opposites. One is good, and the other is wicked. But in Wicked, things aren't so dichotomous. Their relationship certainly is strained as they struggle to understand each other. Their views of the world couldn't be more disparate, but in the end, each shapes the character of the other, and they become close, lifetime friends. I think this is much like the experiences I'm sure each of you have had while here at CSU the last 4 or so years, interacting and engaging with people who are like you and people who are very different from you, and you've come to appreciate different backgrounds. What I'm sure you've learned is to grow from these differences and let these friendships flourish, some of which will last a lifetime. So I hope you will carry my first message on: respect and appreciation for yourself and for others. Now, my second message has to do with not limiting your vision of the future. And again, I turn to Wicked. This time it's from a song at the end of the first act. The theme of the song is empowerment, empowering yourself. The title of the song is Defying Gravity. It could have been titled something like, I'll do it my way, don't bring me down. But instead the word defy is used, signifying strength. The lyrics assert that if you can defy something so strong and resolute as gravity, with my apologies to the physicists here this morning, then nothing can stop you. It's a declaration of courage and independence. As I mentioned earlier in the ceremony, the word commencement indicates a beginning, and the ceremony this morning represents a point in time for you to pause, to take a moment to think about how far you've come and where you might be going. So my hope is that each of you in your own way will defy gravity, rise to great heights in whatever you choose to do. Your future direction is uncharted and unlimited. Continue to make CSU proud. And I do hope you get to hear the song Defy Gravity at some point before you leave CSU. Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you, Dean Nerga. Before the recessional, I would like to thank a number of people who've worked very hard to make today's ceremony possible. First, I would like to thank the Dean's Office staff, our work-study students, and our tireless announcer, Dr. Jake Roberts. I also want to thank the faculty who are here this morning and our marshals, Dr. Volbrecht from the Department of Psychology, Dr. Marty Gelfand from the Department of Physics, Dr. Stephen Strauss from the Department of Chemistry, and Emeritus Assistant Dean Dr. Jack McGrew. Thanks also to our soloist, Mr. Shaila Vargas, as well as the music staff for the music that has added so much to the ceremony. And special thanks to our signers from the Office of Resources for Disabled Students, who so ably translated our ceremony into sign language. And once again, thank you to Mary Tyler Young for an inspiring commencement address. Please turn to the first page of the commencement program. Please stand and join us in the singing of the Colorado State Alma Mater. Mr. Shaila Vargas will lead the singing, accompanied by the music staff. I would like to ask the members of the audience to please be seated and to remain seated until the platform group, faculty, and students have left the auditorium. Thank you for being with us here this morning. Graduates, congratulations, and enjoy the rest of this very special weekend with your family and friends.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. future is unlimited. And I've just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be flying so high, defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who drown me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and so I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me